Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Chet.
And this is Owen.
Owen Bowen.
Owen Bowen. Just the three of us in the studio.
And Deep Chetty.
Yeah.
Deep Chetty
We're
music.
here celebrating life, celebrating the wins of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And we're saving the planet.
One show at a time.
By saving people with happiness and joy. Yay. Cheers for
Happiness
drinking
and
booze.
joy.
Woo!
Two
Have a
best
little sip.
things in the world, yeah. There we go.
Well, and so much of being happy is about perspective and celebrating the wins and celebrating the things that you have and gratitude for those things that you have. Even if all that you have on that day is existing and being alive and having your health, that alone is enough to celebrate and be happy about.
Every day's
So
a
true.
blessing.
So true, because so
Every
many
day's a
people,
blessing.
absolutely every day's a blessing. There are so many people out there that, they've lost a loved one, or, I lost my grandma, my dad, and my aunt. So we need to enjoy every day. And all of them had happy lives, and they thrived till the end, and they lived long lives. So, but still, it's hard to lose family members. So let's, every day, are you going to call your mother?
Uh,
Are you going to call your aunt?
I'm going to celebrate life every day, that's for sure.
Celebrate the wins we get.
Yes. And so that's why, actually, I want to throw out there, one of the ways to really enjoy life is to exercise every day. I think when you miss a day, you don't feel as good. I think exercise is so huge. And I think, it's one thing if you skip one day, but skipping the second day, that's not
It
good.
just leads to skipping more days.
Exactly.
Then your body gets into the rhythm of not going
And
in your mind.
I can't remember the guru that I've been following on Instagram, but he says that exact same thing, that no matter what, you should work out 6 days a week. You can miss one day, but not two.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. One day.
Well, I think you also hit on a really important topic that people need to be in touch with what their body needs and with what their body responds to make them happy. And you should have a list of go-to activities or tasks that you can do that will bring you joy and help to reset you mentally. Because everybody has tough days. Everybody has, really rough days that leave you super stressed out. And that'll leave you going, how am I supposed to celebrate this day still? How am I supposed to get to a good place when I've had such a terrible day? And I think everybody needs to have a little core group of tasks or activities or exercises
They love doing.
that helps reset you. Whether that's, doing yoga, whether that's going for a run, whether that's lighting up a joint and going for a walk.
Hiking the mountain.
Exactly. Everybody should have a list of things that is personal to them that will help them meditate and reset and get back into a good headspace. A lot of people don't know this about themselves and don't have this. Like for me, I've known for a long time that exercise and cannabis are like the two things that really work for resetting me when I'm
Wait, what about enjoying a sunset and a sunrise?
What if it's at an hour where the sun isn't going up or coming down?
Yeah.
You need to have things that aren't dependent on a time of day, that aren't dependent on anything other than you. They're always in your power. Like it's always in your power to go out and go for a run or get down and start doing some abs or go to the dispensary and get a joint. So,
well, in Arizona, we have a lot of beautiful sunsets and sunrises.
Well,
And-
that could be something on your list, but
That's what I'm saying.
that's why I think it's important to have, I would say, a minimum of like 3 things on that list. So even if
I would say
it's-
5 things because you don't want to get sick of any one thing.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
why
you
do we
wanna-
have to limit it to 5? Like, what if you love
Because
sailing?
you need to have a go-to
Yeah,
list
you need to have like a
of
core
reset
dependent-
things, that are easy to access on a short time period.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you have too many, then it kind of lingers and like
Really? Like,
makes
it'll
the
complicate
scarcity of it
things.
away.
how about
Yeah.
baking
Yeah.
a cake for somebody?
Okay, you're just talking about fun activities in general. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about having some core elemental exercises or tasks that help you meditate and get out of a bad headspace. Because most people have a bad day at work. Like it's very common for you to have a stressful day at work.
Yeah.
So after work, most people are basically playing catch up, trying to get their mind out of a bad headspace. And that's specifically what we're talking about now. Those other activities are great, but you should do one of the things we're talking about first, whether that's, exercise, a run, some yoga, some stretches. It's going to be different for everybody.
How about smiling?
Somebody else that could be, solving a Rubik's Cube or doing Sudoku,
Ooh,
something
like
more
that.
a mental
Ooh, I like
puzzle, something that's a distraction. For me, I like something that's a distraction for my mind and my body. That's why I like to do something that's exercise or, meditation related. But
Well, I've done some exercise with you. You make Chet's a great trainer. You really should join Chet and I when we do the training.
I know he's trained me before. We've gone to the gym together.
Oh, have you?
There's some good workouts.
He's really, really great at it.
He's definitely
Very motivating. But what I love about his workouts, Chet changes the workout every day. It's not the
it's
same.
never the same. No.
I mean, let's say we're on a routine where we work out together, where he's training me like 3 days a week. Every day, he changes up something. It's not the same mundane workout.
Well,
And then he's so knowledgeable about it. It's really incredible.
it's good to hit different muscle groups, different types of your muscle, because if you're just hitting the same thing, your whole body's not going to be in sync. It's not going to be synced up. So just hitting every part of the body is really good for your overall body health. Yeah.
So my favorite three, resetters mentally are going on a run, and then number 2 would have to be
On the mountain or?
no, just going on a run.
Just going on a run.
You don't have to add anything. And then the second one would have to be yoga or a lift, either one. And then the third one would be cannabis, smoking a joint. That would preferably be on a mountaintop. But
What about kissing your girlfriend?
that's not a healthy way to try to unwind and fix. No, you don't want to be dependent on someone else.
Okay,
We're talking about
okay,
this-
that's
we're
mine.
talking about,
Yeah.
independent things.
We need to
that-
have a little air.
independent things that you can do by yourself.
So what are your 3 favorite things to do if you're having a bad day and you got to reset? What are your 3 favorite ways?
Is the sound okay when I open?
Just leave it
crack
closed. Just stop getting distracted.
I can't breathe.
No, yes you can. You're being dramatic. You're being so dramatic.
Okay.
Here, take a hit. I'll
No,
be
no,
relaxed.
no,
Come
I'm
on.
good. I'm good. No,
Come
no,
on.
no. Peer pressure.
Don't be annoying.
No peer
No,
pressure.
you're being a square.
I am a
try to-
square sometimes.
You try to pretend to be a party animal. You won't even rip it. Come
Okay,
on.
okay. No.
Come on.
Anyway, no, not right now. First of all, I don't want to have your germs. You've been slightly into the weather.
All right, you want your own?
no, I'm good.
He's got everything.
What kind of
everything
bullshit
you
is
say,
that?
he's got something for it.
Okay, so anyway,
So you're just a square. and
Let-
no
let's
one's
talk
gonna-
about the
let's call it
3
what it is.
Well, yeah, let's talk about your 3 individual things after a stressful day that you depend on and like to and enjoy to do.
okay.
Well, it's really important to do this stuff before you try to celebrate a win. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like if you're in a bad mood and you go on a roller coaster, you're not going to enjoy it. You have to do something first that's going to reset you mentally. So that's
Yeah.
what we're on right
For
now.
me, it's going on a hike.
Okay.
It is being out.
So
in
that's your
nature.
number 1 favorite.
Okay, but I want to give it. That's
We're
my
doing our
number
top
1.
3, yeah.
That's my
So it's
number
number
1.
one.
But can I say the details of
Little
it? The
description,
reason why I love going on my little hike. There are many different hikes that I love, and I love all the different hikes. But I have one favorite trail where I have, and I won't divulge where that is because I don't want everybody to go there. Because what I love about this hike is it's very peaceful and quiet. There aren't a lot of people unless you go, like there's a window in the morning where there's a lot of people where there's the sunrise
Mhm.
or when there's a sunset.
Nature and solitude are very, very good for the brain and for relaxation.
And what I
Definitely.
do is each time I do the trail, I look at different cacti. I look at different birds. I see so much on the trail, and actually I've seen 2 good luck tortoises, desert tortoises,
Very cool.
that bring you good luck. And right after I spotted them on this nature hike at Prayer Rock.
How do
I
they
call it
bring
Prayer
you
Rock.
good luck?
I
If you
just
sell them to a poacher, you get $1,000.
I found the desert tortoise.
I sold it to a poacher. Improve my luck.
No, I did not do that.
Please close the door.
I need some air. I need a little air. So anyway, the desert tortoise brought me good luck. Some really amazing things happened right after I saw those desert tortoise.
Mm-hmm.
And it enabled me to achieve some goals that I was trying to achieve.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
oh, something happened to our timer.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
All right, so the desert tortoises.
So the desert tortoises.
Hiking's number one.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next on the
Well,
list of
poacher.
three.
But wait,
You sold the tortoises to the poacher, and it gave you good.
wait, hold on. Somebody
Next
might
thing.
take that out of context.
No, we're joking.
And
we're
no,
joking.
it's really important that we would not have. We of course
It's a
left the
joke.
desert tortoises in nature. We didn't touch them. But anyway, they brought me huge luck, and I'll tell you after the show. I can't divulge on the air what good things happen, but I'll tell you guys after the show the good things that happen.
I'm
right
glad
after
you
this.
spend the time telling this story that you can't tell the ending of. That was good radio.
Okay, but then, okay, but then, well, you know,
Keeps them guessing.
actually, when I'm up at Prayer Rock, I pray for all my family members, myself, Owen, Chet, Rachel,
Mm-hmm.
and everything I asked God, and especially when I saw these desert tortoises, everything came true. I asked for.
Okay, but this isn't part of the answer to
asked
that
for-
question of the top 3 stress relievers.
Okay, but
All these other listeners
So-
aren't able to find magical desert tortoises that are gonna solve their problems and
So we
grant
got,
their
we
wishes.
got hiking at number 1.
I think you
Okay.
did peyote in the desert because if you think that there's a bunch of tortoises out there that are granting wishes, I
Just
think you were
like
just
speaking.
Yeah, I think you were high on peyote and talking to turtles. Turtles don't grant wishes.
Well, the other thing that also grants me wishes on these hikes that I go on, when I get to Prayer Rock, it's
The
super.
magic froggy. When you
it's
lick the
actually-
froggy,
it-
the poison.
Okay, no. When I get to Prayer Rock, it's incredible. Multiple times I've seen hummingbirds.
Mm-hmm.
Hummingbirds are my spirit bird. That's what I would like if I came back. If I was reincarnated, I want to be a hummingbird.
Hummingbird.
Hummingbirds are the symbol of love, joy, forgiveness,
Very cool.
kindness. Google it.
Oh, I
And
believe
when
it.
you see a hummingbird and it like stops and it's right in front of you, it means love is coming to you. It means all positivity is coming to you. Happiness, joy, love. And seeing it in nature, I mean, there's something about it that brings me so much joy.
Okay, but
But
let's go back to things that people
So we got
can
hiking at number 1.
Hiking, number 1. What's number 2?
Would you put prayer at number 2? Or
uh,
would you combine it with your hiking?
I combine it.
Okay,
Let's
so
just let her answer the question.
No, I like when he asks me questions.
No,
because
what's-
this,
what is your-
this
what are
smoke
your
is
top
making me
3?
a little forgetful.
Okay, hit it and then you'll remember.
No.
Okay, number 2.
Don't
Number
be a
2.
swearer.
Number
But
2.
wait, back to number 1. The last thing I want to say in
No,
closing about
hiking
number
is the
one.
answer to number 1.
But okay, then so talking to God is maybe number 1, and then number 2 would be the hiking. I'm changing number 1
Mhm.
to number 2, and number 1 is talking to God. Because when I go on this hike, I go to Prayer Rock to talk to God, and I go through all my prayers. You know, Richard Betts is a regular on the show, and he is seeing how long I take because he'll do his own thing. You know, he's my good hiking friend, and he's a co-host here, and he's a wino. He comes on and talks about wine. But anyway, he has seen how long my prayer is, and it's miraculous. The things I've talked to God about, the things I've told God that I need, or the things I've been grateful for, or the things that I've been blessed about, I speak to God, and everything has come true that I've prayed on for other people. Mostly it's for other people. And it's your
Okay, so
success of your
prayer is number
music.
1, hike
There's
is
number
number
one,
2.
two,
What's your
and-
number 3?
I would say number 3 is I'm a foodie. I love food and wine
Going out to eat, treating yourself
Yeah.
to a nice
Yeah.
meal.
with friends. So friends.
In my opinion, that's one of the best ways to treat yourself.
With
See,
friends and family.
I'm a massive
Yeah.
foodie too, but I have to do one of my 3 resetters before I can enjoy a meal. So it's interesting that you're able to go straight from being like in a stressed out mood straight out to eat. Because for
Oh,
me,
totally.
I have to have a buffer. I have to have one of my resetting activities to get into a good headspace to enjoy the meal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Because
So okay, let's move on to Owen.
Okay, but
Owen,
hold
what-
on. Wait, back to me, or back to my number 3.
Mhm.
Not to cut you off, but
No, you're
okay.
To cut him off.
But-
going in
but-
depth.
but
Going
hold
in
on.
depth. I like it.
when I go to the restaurants, and eat and be a foodie and eat all that food with friends.
I feel like you're interacting with a lot
with
of
friends.
people. Yeah.
I am.
You're interacting with a lot of people.
And people give me hugs. Like Owen is working at this. I don't know if he wants to divulge yet where he's working.
It's just a restaurant.
Yeah, just a restaurant. But an amazing restaurant. It's an incredible
Denny's.
restaurant. But we
Yeah.
can't tell you where because
It's the Denny's on
Yeah.
yeah,
Scottsdale.
just in case there's a stalker out there that sees him and thinks he's cute. We just don't want to say where he's working. But he's working at an amazing place. And what do you see when I walk in there? What happens?
There was like, okay, so the last time she came in, she walked in the door.
Listen,
and there was
listen.
about 5 people that just went up and like hugged her, said hi. But she had, when she like walks, I feel like when she walks
Huge
into the
hugs.
building,
Like it was a big hug.
she is, you have that energy. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It literally made me feel so good. And then one of the waiters, I'm going to mention him and give him a shout out so he can listen to the show. Gunner. He goes, everyone's been like, where's Kinga? Where's Kinga? Why hasn't she come in yet? And then he found out I was in Hawaii with the Coopers, and he's like, oh, that's why she wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, because they had a grand opening. I'm still not going to divulge where he works, but it is a new place.
Mm.
And it's in Tucson.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, somewhere in the state. No,
Yeah.
I want to
Anyway.
add on what you were
Okay.
saying. The reason why people do that when you walk in is because you pay attention and you give love and like respect to everybody in the room. Like you're not only focused on like the managers who you want to you focus on everybody in the room and they respect you and they enjoy that. Because I feel like a lot of people, even in like the restaurant industry, if you're like a busser or you're like just running the food, or even if you're a server, people can be mean to them. People can like think of them as like lesser. But if you really think about it, they're human beings like us. They're just doing their job.
And that's why it's important to be nice to everybody and
Yeah.
treat everybody equal. And I love that you just mentioned that. And that is spot on. Because Gunner was at a different restaurant, was
He's
a busboy.
Yeah.
And I showed him so much respect. He was so,
Mm-hmm.
every time I came in, we gave each other a hug. I mean, he's like the nicest guy. And he
Yeah.
was a busser.
No,
And that's
That's
what I know.
awesome that you basically are able to use social interactions to cheer you up and get into a social place. Because
Yes.
for me, I like have to have a period of isolation
Yeah.
and
I feel like I'm the same way.
yeah, I like have to have a period of isolation and basically do one of my resetting tasks, or at least one, potentially two, before I can go out and enjoy a social setting.
Mhm.
It's awesome. It's almost like a superpower that you don't have to do that. You're able to go straight into a social setting and enjoy it. That's
And
awesome.
engage,
That's
and
awesome.
engage.
In my opinion, you're one of the most social people I know. Like everybody in the room, you just want to interact with them. So it's a very cool trait. Yeah. I just really
And,
respect that.
and I think another thing that I feel, I have no judgment.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, from whatever walk of life somebody's from or whatever their, background is, I just go by how people treat me.
Yeah.
And if someone's nice to me, but sometimes somebody's having a bad day, so I'm still gonna kill them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them with kindness. There's a song, Kill them with kindness. Who made that song? Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. Who sings that?
I have no idea.
Can somebody look it
Yeah,
up?
I'll look it up.
Okay,
real
he's
quick.
gonna. I think is it Selena Gomez?
Let's see.
Okay. Anyway, he's gonna look it up. So, what were we talking about? I don't remember.
We're right now going over the 3 things
Uh-oh.
each of us like to use to reset after having a stressful day, and to get us into the right mindset to celebrate life and celebrate their wins. Because it's kind of how we started the conversation about basically how people should do that. And we're talking about how people should be able to celebrate life every day of the week, whether it's Monday or Friday, or whether it's Tuesday or Saturday. Shouldn't matter. You should be able to find a good headspace to be gracious and grateful for life in the day itself.
Mm.
But a realistic aspect of that is having to erase the stress from work and stresses of life. And so right now, that's what we're talking about, our 3 favorite ways to unwind and reset ourselves mentally after having a stressful or tough day, so that we're able to get into a mindset where we can celebrate.
But why do we only have to have 3? Because
We're going over our 3 favorites. We just got through yours, which took like 15 minutes. So let's get to Owen's 3 big
She had so
mental
much descriptive
resetters.
details about it, but that's good though.
And
I
after
think she
you-
was telling us about her peyote trip with a
The
tortoise.
tortoises, the desert tortoises.
So after Owen tells his favorite 3, I'm going to change my number 2 to a
Oh
different
my
one.
God, no.
Let's go.
No
on
trading,
it.
They're
no
locked.
switching.
They're locked.
They're locked.
You 3 are locked.
Set in
You
stone.
can't move.
Okay.
But yeah,
so
I
Owen,
would say.
tell us about your.
Okay,
your
I would say
strategies.
my number 1 would probably be if I'm like
You're-
super tired from work.
Or you had
Maybe-
no, but I thought
maybe-
you love work.
No, I do love my job, but I'm just saying like
We're
if
just
I'm
talking about
tired-
when you've had a tough day and you're in that mood where you're like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That could mean you had a bad day, or that could mean that you had like a stressful day, or you're just tired, or you've had a long day. But I would say my number 1 is just to
How do you unwind?
lay down, watch a movie. That would have to be my
That's
number
a
1.
great way.
I just
That is a
connect
great
with
way. A comedy?
movies so well. Yeah, I put on a comedy movie, put on
That's a great
like
way.
a thriller, just something, and it just like locks me in for those 2 hours, and I
You
just
forget everything.
I forget everything that happened that day. It just locks me in, and then
That's
I
a
can
great way.
just expand from there. And then I don't know. That would definitely be my number 1.
What about music?
That would actually be my number 2. Because if I don't want to spend that 2 hour, like devote those 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
to watching a movie, either it be late at night, I don't want to get some sleep, or something else, I have to go do something, I would say listening to music would be my second option, because you know it doesn't have that time span of like,
That might be my number 2.
Engulfing
I'm
you
switching
in.
it to number 2.
but it still has the same effect. Like listening to a really good song that you enjoy, it blocks out all the negative energy.
It changes your mood.
It changes your. I 100% believe that music changes your mood, and it depends on like what type of music you're listening to. But in my case, I listen to more like EDM, house, all that type of stuff. Sometimes rap, but I feel like it definitely changes your mood for the better. It blocks it out. It brings you. In my experiences, it like if I'm listening to a song that I had a really good experience with, like maybe a couple months ago or years ago with friends, it brings me back there. Like it just brings memories back into your head, and it makes you feel good.
Oh yes, it brings you back to that exact moment.
Yeah,
That
And you
special
just- you
moment. I
relive
love
it.
that. You
yeah,
do.
you just relive it, and it 100% changes. my
It's
mood.
indelible.
Yeah, and you
Is
just,
that the word?
Well, it's interesting that that's a big part of your answer, because I guess I didn't really embellish on mine enough, because I would say music is a big aspect of mine.
I was gonna say. I was
Well,
surprised you
because
didn't
my
say that
number
word.
1 and my number 2, which were running and then yoga or lifting, both of those I have my music blaring. So I think music is definitely a big aspect of those for me, for like changing my mood. It's the music mixed with the exercise. The music is
it's like
basically
a 2-part thing.
yeah, the music is distracting me mentally, and then the exercise is distracting me physically. So,
So
I would,
music's involved with both.
yeah. Well, I guess it's an important detail I forgot to add, is that
Well,
music is an important aspect of basically all 3 of mine. Whether I'm running, lifting, and doing yoga, or smoking, all 3 of them, I'm gonna be listening to some of my favorite songs to help change my mood. So
I was
continue,
gonna say,
Owen.
And-
Your
and-
first was
and I'm the
movies,
same
second
thing.
was music, and then what was your third?
My third would have to be, this is gonna be, my third's a little, interesting, but I would have to say like playing Xbox. I don't know. It's just, it kind of like.
What's Xbox?
Video games.
Like video games, yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
okay.
a-
Is it still called the Xbox?
Yeah, that's just a generational thing, honestly. A
Yeah.
lot of people who are under 20 still are
Mhm.
really obsessed with video games, and that.
So you picked that over hanging out with your friends?
Well, no, because right now we're talking
Mhm.
about individual things
Yes.
that we would do.
That would get him in the mood to hang out with his friends.
Yeah.
After having a bad day.
But
You keep trying to interject answers that are in the next step.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
right now we're talking about the individual. We can talk about like the ones that include other people.
So
after this,
so why does that make you relax playing a video game? Why?
I don't know,
Why
it
would
just-
that?
It's such a good distraction.
but- yeah, it's a distraction. It helps
Is it?
you. It
Mhm.
honestly, like all three of the things I've said really help me just block out all the negativity, focus on something I'm doing, and then just have fun. Like I have a blast when I play. Sometimes I'll
What
put my-
games do you play?
I play some like racing games, some sport games, you know, just some stuff to take my mind off everything and not be too serious about it. Just have like a good time and just like
Do you play any of
Embrace.
those shooting games?
Not after a bad day at work. That's like situational.
Oh, so you have bad days at work?
No,
Everybody does.
Not a bad day, but like a long.
Part
day.
of life.
Okay,
I'm gonna rephrase that. A long day at work.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Well, no, it's no reason to run from the truth. People
Well,
have
no.
bad
Every
days.
time I talk to Owen, he says, like the other day, he said, "Oh, I'm not at work today. I miss being at work."
Well, yeah. Well,
So, and then he says, "I love work. I love work." I've never heard you say a bad day at work.
I kind of want to talk about another subject real quick, just
Okay.
like quickly.
Okay.
Talking about like in the like put yourself in a situation that makes you happy. Like I know everything's not always gonna be a great time. Everything's not always going to be
Perfect.
and you're not always gonna be enjoying it. But if you put yourself in a situation where you're most likely to enjoy it and have a good time, then the chances are the bad days, the long days, the days you wish you didn't have are gonna be less and just not be as apparent. So
Was that your number one, number two, or number three?
no, I was just saying that out of context, just like put your because you were talking about how I always have a good time at my job. Like I put myself in a good situation where I knew that job attracted my interests. It has like music. It has good fun.
Great music.
Owen,
music.
Owen is touching on something huge right now because there are so many people who are stuck in jobs that they absolutely hate and are making them unhappy,
Mm-hmm.
and then they like are basically just stuck in a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But it would all be solved by just going to another job. That would just be a
finding
better
a passion.
environment. Even if they're making less money, they'd be way happier because of the
I'm
environment.
not going to say what restaurant, but I was at a lunch place today, and this manager that I know was telling me that he used to be an air-conditioned salesman for one of the top companies in Las Vegas.
That was up front. He used to be a gigolo. All up front.
Well, then when
He was checking their pipes, but
but
not those pipes.
That was funny. But now he's a restaurant manager. He said he loves his job,
Mm-hmm.
and so. But he said he was in this bad job for like
There's
years
less
and
pressure to
years.
perform.
So he had pressure to perform with how many sales he could get. But anyway, back to you.
No, touching on that, like I feel like people, I would say some are scared and some are just maybe lazy in a way, but
They're just caught in a loop.
yeah, they're caught in a loop to where
Or maybe a sheep.
maybe
Because
Well, that's really nice.
a
what?
sheep.
What? Well, no, some people
Maybe
like,
our listeners are just sheep.
no, I'm not saying our listeners are sheep, but some people like need someone to like,
Well, if it's not for somebody that's listening, then why is that relevant?
okay. Do you remember Rachel's friend Kate? I'm not saying, don't say her last name.
It's already enough for them to know who you're talking about. if
No
they're
one
listening.
knows. Anyway, never mind. Okay, we'll change the
You
subject.
post all that shit on Facebook.
Okay,
It's not that hard to.
Okay, we're gonna take that. Scratch that. We're gonna scratch at 28. But anyway, I think some people just like wait for someone else to give them direction.
Yeah,
They
when
can't
they should be taking initiative
themselves.
and be realizing that they're in a position that doesn't make them entirely happy.
And they need to make change
Exactly. You need
because
to,
change is good.
Well, it is a personality type though. Some people are more cut out to be leaders, and some people are more cut out to follow. It's not a good or
It's
a
not- I'm not
bad
saying it's
thing
bad,
either
though.
way. Yeah, exactly. So somebody who's actually better fit for a following position or being directed on what to do, they are probably going to be less happy in a position of leadership,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Well, that's
So
why
it's
as
not
a parent,
one size fits all.
but that's
all
why as a
personalized.
parent, I would let my kids talk back to me as they were younger. I would let my kids have their opinions
Mhm.
because I didn't want them to be sheep. I saw some people in my life that I thought were a little bit sheepish, and the only way a child, your offspring, can become more of a lion and make their own decisions is by letting them do that.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of like
I thought you were going to say splice their DNA with a lion.
That
That
could
was
be
good.
an alternative.
That was
Could be
good. But
more accurate.
that's where you kind of have to bite your lip as a parent and kind of, let them,
Let them explore kind of.
Yes.
And, like, see what works
Yes.
and what doesn't.
yes, and kind of be quiet a little bit so that they can do the talking.
Mm-hmm. Not be overly controlling. You know?
Not be controlling. When they do make a
And
mistake,
just hit the joint when it's past you.
I am not really a lion. I'm a lion.
You're lying about being a lion.
Wait,
Lions only hit
There's a lot
the
of
J.
smoke in here.
Lions only hit the J. Here.
We gotta air this room out.
If you're a true lion, then rip the J. Here, come on.
No. I don't want to. You've been sick. I don't want.
No, I haven't
illness.
been. No, I haven't been. What are you talking about? I wouldn't be here if I was sick.
You were on. You're not sick now, but
Exactly. So
you were.
we're
But what got you to be sick was sharing that kind of thing, and I am just not. Next time I'll have my little pink joint. Well, let me light it and smoke it.
But this time you're being lame and not joining the party.
So back to
Even though you have a DD.
So
Come
back
on.
to what we're saying, Owen.
Yeah.
How do you
You were
finish
talking.
up your thoughts?
We were,
Oh, yeah.
we were
I
talking
can-
about it's cool if people hit the joint when it's past them. That's what
Yeah,
we're talking
that
about.
was
Here you
part
go.
of it.
Here.
No, we were
I'm good,
talking
I'm
about
good.
the parents, how parents should
Hit the joint when it's
At a-
past.
at a at a point let their kids
Here
like
you go.
explore
Yes.
and not
Here.
be like too restricted, because that's like really, I'm not a parent, but
Can you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. How if you
Please quit doing that because I'm feeling this already.
if you like lock them down and you don't let them explore, then they're not gonna really know what their real passion is
Or
from
real
young
life.
age. Yeah, they're not gonna know like what the workings of real life are. So, but coming from me, it kind of sounds weird because I'm not a parent, but I was just kinda
Yeah, like, give us more parenting advice, Owen. All right, well, okay, so now we've gone through the 3 ways to reset yourself mentally and get back to a good headspace.
Good segue.
And now, yeah, and
That
that's
was a
called
good segue.
podcasting. And so then, now we should talk about our favorite ways to, once you're in a good headspace and you've fixed that stressful mood or, bad energy that you had, once you've reset yourself mentally, what are your favorite ways to actually go and enjoy yourself and celebrate the moment and celebrate life? Let's do 3 of those now.
Let's start with you, Chet.
Okay, yeah, I
Chetty
would
boy,
say,
deep Chetty music, saving the planet, one
show
show
at
at
a
a time.
so once I've reset myself and I've gotten into a good headspace, my 3 favorite ways to treat myself and celebrate life, celebrate the moment. I would say number 1 would have to be going to a really good restaurant or bar for like a really elevated either meal or cocktail. Like I really love that experience. But
I love the word
but
elevated.
specifically
Elevated.
doing it with family or friends though.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
for
Family.
yeah, family or friends definitely are an important part of this one, because
That's nice.
obviously I want to go out and enjoy this nice meal or experience with somebody who I want to have fun with. So I'd say that'd be my number 1, is going out with family or friends to a nice restaurant or bar.
Would
And
you,
then
would you say
number-
if your
number-
mom is fun and you want to go with your mom?
Yes, but that's
Okay,
not what
good.
we're talking about.
Okay.
Back to the point.
And then number 2, I would probably have to say, making music. I love, once
Oh,
I'm
I
in a
love
good
that answer.
headspace, I love making new songs. Like, it seriously is so fun, and it's something I can do. Like, wow, I just ashed into my champagne. I have to catch that. But
Just pull that up.
yeah, I will.
So
But anyways,
here's one. You can do
it's
this.
fun. And so I would say that'd be my number 2. And then my number 3 would probably have to say, I'd have to say it's going to a show. Going out and dancing and having
To
fun.
a comedy show or going to music?
Either one, comedy or music. Both of
I
them I
love that.
love equally. So yeah, I would say those are my top 3.
So let's recap. It's what was first?
First was going out to dinner or a nice bar, like cocktail bar.
Dinner or bar.
Yeah. Number 2 is making music, working on new songs, and number 3 is going to either a comedy show or to a
Music venue.
Yeah, concert. Yeah.
I love that.
Those are really,
What about playing
really
at a
good
concert?
ones.
Where does that come in?
Obviously that's one of my favorite things to do, but it's not something I can just pick up and do randomly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's scheduled. Right now we're talking
It's a
about
time period for that.
yeah, exactly. That has to be planned out. So right now we're talking about specifically like ways that I could go out and enjoy myself at any moment. And me playing a show, that's a very specific scheduled thing. So.
Right, right. I get it. So Owen, your turn.
Okay, I would have to say my number one would have to be going to a rave.
I love it.
Ever since like
He's
Chet,
hooked. He's hooked.
ever since Chet took me to my first rave like a year ago, I've just been.
What was it?
So
What was your first
My
rave?
first rave was Hard Summer, in LA.
And that's in LA.
Yeah, see, it's only been like 6 months.
Yeah, I know.
Hasn't even been a year.
And I've been to like
When was
5
that?
or
What month
6
is that?
raves since then, so it's definitely been a really fun experience. Wait, what
So
were you
why
saying?
was it so amazing? Why was it?
Oh, it's just the people that go. Like everybody's having
people.
a great
I
time.
love that answer.
Everybody's just
I would
having
agree.
fun. You meet so many new people. You just have fun with a lot of people.
And why is it with that kind of music is everybody so nice? I mean, they really are.
I know.
It's amazing.
I guess just in my opinion, I think it's the type of music because the type of music that's played there, it's very positive, like energetic. It makes you feel good.
And happy.
Yeah, happy. So
It's
that's
very
why I
happy
think
music. I
that
would
the
agree
people
with
that
that.
go are a lot happier. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's
And-
a community for sure.
And
The
also,
music is happy and it draws in people who want to dance and have fun.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of just
with no judgment, I've
yeah.
noticed.
And a lot of people that are going to a show for the wrong reasons, like people who go to shows to fight, like that's way more common at like rock concerts or rap concerts. They don't find other people that are doing that at EDM shows.
I
People
agree
that
with
are
that.
at EDM shows, they're not there to fight. They're just there to have
Well, do you know
fun.
how I know that? Because like I'm the mom,
Mhm.
and people come up and give me hugs or start talking to me,
Yeah.
and they're like, "It's so cool you're here with everyone is so non-judgmental, welcoming,
Yeah.
loving, happy.
Mhm.
They're asking me for my number.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, this is incredible. All
Everybody's
these
just
people.
there having a good time.
And I also noticed that everybody they're not worried about the judgment of what they're wearing,
How they look, what people will think about them.
or
They're just-
if they're heavier
they're
or
there
not
for
heavier.
they're for themselves. Like when I
Yeah.
go to things like that, like I'll go with friends, I'll go with family, like Chet, and we'll have like a
And
squad
Rachel.
going. But one of the main reasons I love to go is just that it helps me individually, like mentally, as well as like my thought process, because I go to that, I kind of live in that world for like a couple hours, and then I go back to my life and I just feel a lot happier.
So it's almost like
It's something that I
a happy
enjoy.
escape.
Yeah, it's a happy escape.
Yeah,
It's like
I
it's
love
It's a
that.
vacation.
Yeah.
It's a vacation. That's
Yeah.
a better way to say it.
Oh well, I've
is.
talked to people about this before.
It is.
Because I've met many people where music festivals are their vacations. That's what they use every single vacation for.
It's so true.
Through vacation day for throughout the entire year of festivals. And the reason why is I've heard the comparison that I've talked to people that have said they could have more fun at a 2-day music festival than they would have on like a 5-day vacation going somewhere else.
So true.
So it's so much fun condensed into a short window of time.
Yeah.
So it really, it's a incomparable experience. There's nothing like it.
Well,
I
in
agree with
that kind of music in particular, people are so friendly. Like they go out of their way to be nice. I mean, I'm a good judge of it because, I'm friendly with people, but I feel like everyone's like making the effort towards me
Yeah.
and being so sweet, and I just feel like everyone's happy and not judgmental, and they talk to you, and nobody has any judgment. Would you agree with that?
Well, there's still some judgment, but in
Really?
general, yeah.
Is there?
I mean, playing devil's advocate, there's going to be anywhere there's a crowd of thousands and thousands of people. But generally, you're right. The EDM scene is the term they use is plural. They have a lot of peace, love, unity, and respect. It's like the big acronym for ravers and the culture. And I love that. It's a great acronym because it's true. All people want is more peace, more love, more unity, and more respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you do feel that in the culture
I
at a
feel
lot of
it.
electronic music
I feel
festivals.
I was with my
It's so different when you go to a music festival that's different genres, or if you go to a concert that's a different genre. you feel how different the energy is very fast.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a fan of many kinds of music and genres, and that's why I'm a good example of what I've seen out there. You know, I like vintage rock, I like alternative rock, I like classical, I like opera, I like some country, the old country, I like, you know, music from like 30s, I like Frank Sinatra, I like all kinds of techno, I like old techno, new techno, I like EDM.
The list goes on. Yeah.
Yes, okay. I think all the smoke that's puffing my way
No, you're good.
is making me just like kind of
Oh, do you want to
go
rip
on
it?
and on. I've been ripping it. The whole
No,
room
you
is smoke.
haven't been.
The whole room is smoke. Trust me, I'm ripping it.
We're
No,
hot
that's-
boxing the studio.
that's- It's funny. We've actually talked about that on the show before. That phenomenon is not real. You can't get high off of secondhand smoke.
Oh, I think so.
No, it's all in your head.
I think that we're
like
going to be.
placebo.
If anything, you're buzzed off of the champagne, and that
But
is.
let me tell you guys, we've been drinking one of my favorite champagnes. I'll do a little commercial for the Veuve. I
They
love
don't
this
need a
Veuve.
commercial.
I love the Veuve. I love the Veuve Clicquot. And I will tell you that I'm doing the champagne review right now. How did you like it?
It was actually very good.
How did you like it, Jeff?
Nice and
Very good.
And you can get this. I'll be honest with you, I did buy this at Costco. I think it was like around almost $50.
Wait, what was your review, Owen? Did you say fruity?
I guess so.
It's
And-
dry, Owen.
Well,
You're
like,
gonna get fired from Denny's if you have terrible wine reviews.
my champagne reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just has like a tart sweetness to it, in my opinion.
I taste a little fruit too. What do you taste?
It's pretty dry, but it's good.
Okay, but dry means doesn't. Okay, we have to have Sam back on here and have a little champagne with him because
Dry is the opposite of sweet,
yeah, dry is opposite of sweet.
and fruity is usually.
It means it knows.
And fruity
is
is usually compared with sweet.
What does Sam Pillsbury say? There's no residual sugar. There's no residual sugar. We have to have Sam back on.
Yeah, Sam's a fun
Yeah,
guy.
he's a great guy. And I recently, well, let's not get on that little thing, but I just recently called him with a song from a really high echelon restaurant and just said, hey. you
Okay,
got
wait.
wine
So
for-
we still need to go
Okay.
through your other favorite ways.
Yeah,
to,
I have two more.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the other two?
And she hasn't done
Veuve,
zero.
Veuve. Would you?
That is
Is it
true.
drinkable?
Oh, it's very good.
Oh, let's test Chet really quickly. What was the word
Bubbly.
that
Bubbly.
meant drinkable that we learned from
Mm.
quaffable? Quaffable.
You didn't
This
even
is-
let me answer.
This is extremely quaffable.
You got
She was trying to remember it.
Yeah, got exactly 3 seconds.
What's quaffable, Owen?
Drinkable.
Thank you. Will you say that at your restaurant?
Quaffable.
When you're talking to Denny's manager, you can say.
They might think
This
he said.
milkshake is very quaffable.
And if you're lactose intolerant, then it'll be queefable.
There we go.
Okay, let's segue back into what was your question?
Oh, do you want to hit this? Here you go.
The segue question.
One fat puff. That's all you need.
This is quaffable, but why is there not a second bottle of my favorite Veuve?
Because we're getting Crossfados Barbados.
Just so you know,
We're going to Crossfados
just so you know, a
Barbados.
lot of
Here, rip this
restaurants-
instead. It's
No,
better.
no, no. See, I'm teaching people you can say no to peer pressure. So Veuve,
You can say yes to being a square.
at a lot of restaurants, this quaffable champagne is anywhere from $150 to $200.
Mm-hmm.
Most restaurants, that's what they sell this for. But we had it compliments of Costco for $50.
Very cool.
I love how you said it like they did it specifically for you. Compliments of Costco. That's the rate for everybody.
Okay, so we only have 6 minutes left, or 5.5 minutes.
Wait, we need to go through the other
Yeah,
ways.
Okay,
I'll,
so
I'll,
let's-
speed, I'll
let's-
speed on mine real quick.
I
Oh,
think this. What are you smoking?
This is tobacco.
It actually smells very good.
I was gonna say, what is this weed?
It's
called?
tobacco.
It is not tobacco.
Yes, it is.
I thought this is cannabis.
No, this is tobacco.
It smells very good. Okay,
Yeah.
so go on with your. Is it,
It's
go
tobacco.
on.
So
And
My-
rolled cigarette.
my second one would probably have to be sports.
So what was your
my,
first? I
my
don't
first
remember.
was raves.
The puffing, smoking.
Okay,
is making me
My,
forget what you're
my
saying.
first was going to raves and EDM shows.
Okay, thank you.
With friends, with family, all that type of stuff. And then my second would be playing sports with my friends.
Oh, I
so,
love that.
Like, for example,
You love golf, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna say golf,
Football.
football, yeah.
Which is almost a sport.
And
Almost
hiking.
a sport. Hiking could be considered a sport. It's more like a hobby instead of a sport.
No, hiking's a sport.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's a nature activity.
It's going to be in the next
It's more
Olympics.
like a hobby than a sport.
That's the dumbest thing I think I've heard.
Just kidding. But did you know
Okay.
breakdancing is going to be in the next Olympics?
That's cool.
What do you want to bet that?
Nothing.
What do you want to bet
clearly
that?
know.
You couldn't know. But
The
yeah,
question
I'm
you're
just
supposed to
curious.
say is, do you want to bet? Not, what you want to bet that? Where did you learn that phrase?
Listen. No,
What you want to bet that? Where have you been hanging out?
this thing is making me puff it. So anyway,
it's good.
back
It's
to-
where
opening your
I'm at.
mind. It's opening
You
your
actually
mind.
consume none of this and only this. So if anything's frying your noggin, it's the booze.
Okay. So back to your.
So sports, two. I'll just give two. It'll probably be golf as well as football. I don't know. I've been playing them since I was young, so I just have a nice love with them. And then also,
What about dancing at the raves?
That was his number one.
That was my yeah.
But it's
Constant-
ironic. It's
constant
interesting
shoots.
that sports falls in your favorite ways to enjoy and celebrate the moment, because sports would probably be my honorary number 4 for my best resetters.
Really?
Yeah, I love like playing basketball.
He does that.
Going to go shoot hoops, doing something like that, because it's both mentally challenging and physically challenging. So I love those kind of activities as a reset after I've had a stressful day.
If Chet was
Whoa.
famous for his
I'm gonna-
three-pointers, he was on the.
Wait,
he's
let's
a very
continue
good
the
basketball player.
conversation
Wait,
then.
keep going.
Okay, I understand we're like that. You're talking about.
I was
that.
making a comment on it.
No.
It's
I
interesting.
know. But in my perspective, like if I'm gonna go play sports or something like that, I want to be in a really good mindset, because I don't because you said it was for resetting. So
Yeah.
like if you're in a bad mood and like you go like play
Come on.
sports,
If you have a bad day,
Yeah.
it might make it worse.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So then you
I see.
So then you start resenting like that sport a little bit because you had like a really bad day. So in my opinion, I would rather be in like a really good mood and then like ask one of my friends or even go alone to just go like either play like 9 holes or just go throw a football around. Just having
So
fun.
what would you put for your third thing?
That's a good question.
Your third favorite way to
My third
enjoy
favorite
and
way?
celebrate life.
Ooh,
I love
my
that.
third favorite. Okay, I would have to say driving.
Ooh,
I don't know, I just have, like,
he's a good driver.
I have a
Owns
really,
a
like,
really good
love
driver.
of driving,
Yeah,
and especially with like friends, you're just like playing music, having a good time.
you've always been the DD.
But that kind of plays into another thing of like just hanging out with my friends, like going out, chilling, either like doing something.
You could put that as your third one then. Because,
Yeah, I'll kind of like translate that into just hanging out with my friends, having like a group of us, just have a good time, mess around.
There is something so fun about just hanging out with your friends and having nowhere to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just have no
A good
plan,
hangout
just
session.
go there and then figure out what
And you
you're
have great
gonna
friends.
do.
I love your friends,
Yeah.
and you have great friends.
Okay, wait.
And-
So we got to get to your 3 favorite ways then.
Okay, because we only have. We're
2
gonna
minutes.
go.
2 or 3 minutes left.
We have 3 or 4 minutes left. So I would say, first of all, we're saving the planet.
One
A show at a time. If you want to find Chet, Deep Chetty Music, he's a music producer and a DJ. And where can people hear your music?
You just said it, Deep Chetty. Just wait. We need to get to your 3 ways.
And then Owen Bowen, how do we find you?
Owen_Johansson on Instagram. Okay, back to your.
Or
back to your 3
find him
things.
at Denny's.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Fast forward to in a month or two, we might tell you stalkers out there where you can find Owen.
No, just go to
Okay,
your
you
3
gotta
ways
get
you
started
can
with your
enjoy
3.
life.
Okay,
go.
my 3. Okay. Well, it's hard when the whole room is puffed up with all this smoke.
Okay, no excuses. Just go.
And
Just
it's
go.
making me,
What do you enjoy doing when you're in a reset mood?
Okay, once I did those things to make me happy. My favorite thing is doing good for others. I would
Okay.
say, shopping for somebody I love,
Okay.
bringing that gift to them and making them smile.
Mm-hmm.
I love spending, taking my mom and bringing her joy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's number 1.
So like bringing happiness to others.
Bring happiness to others.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good way to. Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's number 1.
Whether it's I talk to my mom almost every day, and she's so positive, and my dad was so positive.
That was a really good one because it
Mhm.
it is a very unique feeling when you like have that feeling of giving somebody a gift or taking somebody to do something fun, like that feeling I had when I got to take Owen to Hard Summer. There's something so fun about seeing somebody else having fun.
Yes.
So that's a very good. It's a very good one.
So that's my first favorite one.
Okay.
And I'm good at that, and I enjoy that. And I would say my grandma, who lived to be 105. No, my grandma.
Okay, but wait, we have to get to your number 2.
But the reason
You're not
why
very good
I
at
saw
lists.
that. Hold on. We have to cut it off no matter what in 3 minutes. So I have a minute or two. So my grandma
have to do
that
2
lived
more
to be
still.
105, I would say her number one on all those lists was bringing joy to other people. That is what my grandma was about. Why did she live to be 105? Because when you do that, you feel so happy when you see others around you be smiling or happy because of something you did for them.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, my hardest time in my life, where actually Chet wasn't talking to me.
Wait, let's
I was
continue
going
down
through a
your
divorce.
list.
No. And what did I do to go be happy? This is on my list. I went to Child Help and I volunteered at the nursery where kids are at that nursery because they've been abused by, their loved ones. And they're taken and confiscated from their family and they're there. And I would hold these babies, I'd hold these kids, and I'd get so much joy. And when I would come the next time, they'd come running up and be so excited to see me. And it made me forget my pain. I'm gonna start crying.
That's actually a very cool way.
Yeah, because I don't know, for whatever reason, for a few months you weren't talking to me during our divorce, or your dad and I, our divorce. And so I was at my lowest bottom. What did I do to bring myself joy? Is I went to go see these little kids that were,
Very cool.
and I remember, I won't forget, at Christmas time, I went with my friends, and my friends that were doing it too. And we came to bring them a tree. We decorated the tree. We brought a bounce house. And all of the kids, when I was leaving, they were crying because I was leaving. And they were saying, Kinga, Kinga. And so, that was my best.
Well,
way
in
to
that
have
moment,
joy.
you were bringing happiness and joy to all those kids, and you're really giving them a memory that they'll never forget. So
Exactly.
that's a really good.
Do you want to try to do your other 2 or no? We're about to wrap it up.
Okay. So I would say that's number one, is bringing joy
And
and
then number 2
happiness
is
to others.
voluntary work.
And voluntary work. And number 3 is talking to God and praying for my family and my loved ones.
Okay.
Those 3 are my
those good
favorites.
3.
Yeah. So
It's a good 3.
Good show.
so
Saving
we're
the planet.
Saving the planet
One
one show at a time.